If you ain't a Gator, you must be Gator bait. If you ain't a Gator, you must be Gator bait.
Welcome back and welcome in to another episode of If You Ain't a Gator, a part of the Stadium and Gale Network. I just wanted to go live, do just a quick little episode, hang out, talk about what's going on. I'm sure some of y'all have seen Twitter in the last 45 minutes to an hour. So, oh my, bro, this is insane. Honestly, this right here is more breaking news than anything that could happen this weekend. You think that y'all? What do you think the final score of y'all's game is against Texas? I'm waiting for a few more people to get in here. Listen, guys, I really don't know. Hang on a second. You think so? In Athens? I think y'all put it to them, to be honest. Like, I'm not even joking. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Texas has got like a little bit of juice to them right now, but I think that Georgia caught a little bit of juice too. I think that we almost caught y'all slipping, but um, I just don't see it. Let me move this camera down. I look like I'm super short. Man, I don't know what to think of this game that Florida's about to get into tomorrow night. Honestly, I feel like we get absolutely curb stomped. Absolutely curb stomped. And I hate to say that because I usually say I don't pick us to lose, but I just do not see us winning this. Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. I came on here and said that we were going to absolutely smoke Kentucky, and we saw that turned out. So maybe I'll just try the opposite. Yeah, don't. Well, I guess if you're like if you're really good at betting, bet for us. If you are prone to lose, bet on Ole Miss. Help us out a little bit here. Have y'all been on Twitter at all? What do y'all think? What do y'all think after all the news that came out yesterday and then everything, well, I shouldn't say everything went on today, but what's kind of came about in the last 30 some odd minutes? Yeah, I don't know what Lane's going to do. I'm skeptical. I'm glass half empty when it comes to Florida Gators football. To be honest with you, um I try to hype it up, but it's just not how I am. This team has let me down too much. But I'll show you. Hang on. Where are my likes? Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Dan Thompson from Stadium and Gale, aka Stadium and Gale Network, tweeted out an hour ago and said, "Pay attention to your phone Sunday. Have a great night." I don't know what that means, but I do know that he tweeted out something similar to that when Billy Napier got fired. So who knows? I don't know. Honestly. What do y'all think? Give me some score predictions, Gators fans. Even Junkyard Dog, you can give me a score prediction for our game tomorrow night. What are we thinking? I always forget when I ask these questions that it's delayed. I mean, you ain't got to be sorry. After that poor performance that we put up against Kentucky last Saturday, I mean, that's being actually very, very nice. Like, that's being very, very nice. It could get really ugly. Really, really, really ugly. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing too, right? I feel like the one thing I will say, I guess, like to try to be like a little bit positive on it and try to sway from being negative. The only positive I'll say is that I feel like even with the last 3 coaches, I feel like Florida has either played down to their competition or played up to their competition. Like, we never play a bad team and just beat the brakes off of them. Even with LIU, I know that that's probably going to get brought up. Even with LIU, I feel like we did not handle them the way we should have handled them. Like, truly, I feel like we should have dropped 70 on them, um, in that 70s range. So people could be like, okay, maybe Billy has this offense humming, but we just don't. Yeah. I mean, if DJ plays the whole game 38-6, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. 49-24. Junkyard Dog, just so you know, I like refuse to put your comments on here because I don't want the Georgia symbol on my screen. No offense. Yeah, honestly, like I really do believe. I think that Ole Miss's defense has been really getting it together. They've really started to gel and figure it out. I don't think that they're a top tier defense. I don't. I think that we actually have a better defense. I think that our defense is just kind of given up. I think they're tired of going out there and putting it all on the line just for our offense to not produce. I did see somebody, I don't know if it was in a forum or if it was on Twitter, say that this could be just like Ole Miss versus South Carolina. And to be honest with you, I could see that. Like I could see us, somewhat creeping around and kind of, sticking in it. And like Jaden Ball gets going and he really starts getting the runs off. I could really see us hanging around, but if DJ starts turning that ball over, or if we start fumbling, or just if the defense can't make any stops, um, or even if offense can't extend drives to where the defense is going to get tired, like a high-powered offense like this going against a team like us, I think that what you have to do to be able to hang around with a team like this is not try to match them with like high-powered offense with high-powered offense. I think that you have to slow the game down. You got to go out there. You got to hit shots. You just slow the game down so the defense can get a breather. Um, I think that's the only chance we got is to just really slow the game down. But who knows? I after last week, I have no type of belief in this team being able to hang around. I think that we gave Georgia everything that we had in our bag with the interim coach and came up short. And I think that that was it. I think after that, I think a lot of the team just kind of was like, all right, I give up. And I hate to say that because, you know, we wait around for the Gators to play football longer than we get to actually watch it. So going through this mindset is just no fun. UPS just knocked at my door. But yeah, I mean, I think that we really got to see, like, the O line has to create holes for Jaden Ball. Has to. I feel like he has the ability to be so talented, so nasty out there. But I just feel like this O line, like, they can pass block really, really well. But I feel like run blocking, it's just like they don't know how to do it. And for some reason, I mean, I've never played O line, obviously, and I don't know, but I feel like run blocking would be easier than pass blocking. And I don't know, like if any of y'all played O line and can tell me, please tell me. But I just personally feel like if you are going to be able to pass block, I feel like you should be able to run block. but that might just be wrong on my part. But how's it going, bro? How are you? I, yeah, this is true. I agree. I agree. I think that he has the ability to be, and this isn't just orange and blue goggles. You've heard people talk about this. You've heard it talked about all over. I think Jaden Ball has the ability to be the best running back in the country. Truly, I think he does. And I just think that this O line has let him down bad, really bad. And it sucks, man, because he's so talented. Like truly, he's one. I'd argue that he might be if we had an O line like we've had in the past at times, I would argue that he would be the best running back outside of like an Emmett Smith that's ever come through Florida. Truly, and I know that sounds like a crazy person saying that, but he is so good. Yeah, this is what I'm afraid of right here. I am afraid. See, when it came to ETN entering the transfer portal, it didn't really bother me, to be honest with you, in a sense, like the way it bothered the way it bothered other people. It He left, and I thought that there's times that just people don't click in the locker room, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this did just come down to a favoritism with Billy. Just running his guy, and we should have been running ETN, but I mean, he didn't go get crazy playing time over at Georgia either. I just think that you got to get that sore spot, that sour apple. You got to get out of the locker room. Wait, Ball is dope. I don't know about Emmett. What do you mean? I never said that Jaden Ball is better than Emmett Smith. Let's not get any of them words twisted. I never said that, but I'm just saying he could have been second to Emmett. I mean, there's some great running backs that have come through here, but um, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, man, it sucks because there's so much talent here. And I think this is the big reason why I want Lane to be the head coach of the University of Florida. It's because I feel like he retains a lot of these guys. I feel like a lot of these guys see the offense that he puts out there. I mean, shoot, I think they're going to see it tomorrow night. They're going to see the offense that he displays on the field. And again, you know, another narrative that cracks me up is everybody's like, "Oh, why do you want Lane? Because Billy beat him last year." And I'm like, "Well, I was there. I was there. I watched the game in person, and it's the same thing as I was there for the Florida Texas game this year." And what's mind blowing to me is like being there in person and watching that game. Because when you're watching on TV, you just see like what they want you, like you just see certain spots. But when you're watching in person, you see everything unfolding. And Ole Miss last year, same thing with Texas this year. Like they were kind of one and the same as like to how we ended up winning and whatnot. Um, there was a lot of missed receivers. Like that, if those receivers are, if the ball gets there, we don't win those games. And so I don't stand on that, but I do stand on the fact that I think that if Lane Kiffin comes to the University of Florida, um, I do think that we keep a lot of them. Yeah, Jeff Demps, Chris Rainey they were great running backs, but they also ran behind a disgusting offensive line. And that's what I'm getting at. That if Jaden Ball ran behind those '08 and '09 offensive lines, bro, oh my, that this man would be going crazy behind them O lines. And there's no comparison with this O line compared to the '08 O line. None whatsoever. And that's just basically what I'm getting at is that, and it's hard to compare. It's just saying like, oh, if that happened, that's just hearsay kind of talk. But I do believe that. I do believe if he had a better O line, if he played for some of these O lines in the country right now, I think that he would be considered top 3 in the country at running back. Honest to God, I mean that. He is so talented. And we're sitting here watching his talent get wasted because of stuff like this. 2 offensive line coaches. And you'd think that, 2 brains there, I guess you'd think that they could get together and figure out how to make it work, but clearly they can't. I'd love to see this team stay together and get a competent OC and a competent head coach in there and just see what happens. Just see where it could go. What do y'all think? Whoever's in here, whoever's comment, let's chat here. This is really a live to hang out with the chat and talk with y'all. But what do you think we have to do tomorrow to be able to beat Ole Miss, or even to hang around with Ole Miss? To be honest, I don't think it's impossible. I do think that it would be a lot it'd be a lot easier if they came to the swamp. But what do y'all think? Just out of curiosity. Hammer down, run the score up. You talking about us? I don't see us running no score up. Yeah. I think it's got to be a defensive, or it's got to be defensive. Like, we got to slow them down, and we have to get to Trinidad. We have to be able to cause him to get uncomfortable. I think that's a huge part of this year with him, is that he has yet to get uncomfortable. I mean, I think Georgia got him a little uncomfortable, and I think that's why y'all could handle him a little bit like y'all did. But I think we really gotta get to him. We gotta contain him. I think that Jaden Woods being on the outside there, being athletic, I think he can disrupt. I actually think Jaden Woods could have, if any of our defensive players have a breakout game tomorrow night, I think it's Jaden Woods who does it. I don't think Ole Miss defense is weak. What does it say? Show off for the future head coach. If we get Lane, he's got to bring Austin or Trinidad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Trinidad, I don't think he has any more eligibility. Honestly, I really don't think he has any more eligibility. I could be wrong. I don't know what he is. Let's look that up. I just want to compete. I just want to compete in this game. I want to be able to show, win or lose. I just want to compete. I want to show that we got players on this team that can hang around and show that a competent coach can come through and make this thing really pop. Let's see, Trinidad Chamber. I don't know what I just typed in. Oh, I'm trying. This is the one right here. This mind blows me. When he got to campus and he was a true freshman and he was getting all of this playing time, right? I mean, I'm out here telling so many lies about this. I'm like, DBU is back. Jordan Castell is going to be the one leading that pack. Like, I was all for it. And I feel like he started here, wherever you can see me here, and then and it just progressively went down. He like randomly finds himself in a good spot and gets a pick. Man, let's see. Trinidad Chambliss. Let's see what he is. Yeah, he's a senior. I did hear somewhere that due to D2 rules or something that they didn't have a redshirt year. That could be completely wrong. I might be making that up. But I did read somewhere like that. But who knows? I really don't know. What does Florida have to do to make this attractive for Lane? Might be the real question. Yeah. Yeah, real talk. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Yeah, I personally, I would love to see. I would just, I want to see DJ. I want to see DJ get in a groove. That's really what I want to see. I think he deserves it. I think that, and to be honest with you, there's something about it. Like, there's something going on with him. Like, he's got the yips, and he just can't break free from it. I thought he might be able to break free from it on with the Georgia game, but I don't know. DJ does need a position coach. Shout out my dog Vern. Yeah, he definitely does. Let me see if anybody wants to drop in. Yeah, I think he'll be fine too. The thing is, see, this is what's crazy, and this is where I'm not like against. I'm not against I'm not against DJ. I see a lot of people like, oh, DJ needs to transfer. DJ needs to be gone. DJ this. Like, I think that DJ needs to get this surgery, right? He needs it. Whatever. If he needs surgery, I don't know that he actually needs it, but if he does, go get it. Even if you don't finish out the year, let Trammell finish it out and let Aiden Warner or Harrison Bailey fill in behind him. Go get the surgery now. This season's a wash. Like, I know they're like, oh, like, well, we're still in bowl, like we're still possibly a bowl eligible. No, I don't care about that. No one cares about the toilet paper bowl that we're gonna get into. Nobody cares about that at all. So go get the surgery. Let's try to bring Lane in if that's who's coming. You know, we don't know, but bring Lane in. But the thing about it is that what showed me that I think there's something actually wrong with that shoulder was that throw against Georgia. The one that was like called incomplete. We don't know what it was. You know, that bygones are bygones. But that throw right there, if DJ throws that throw last year, he probably hits him in stride. You mean to tell me that the most accurate deep throwing quarterback in the country, he was the most accurate. That's statistics. That's not me just saying that. That's not me just spitballing. By statistics, he is the most accurate deep ball. And then we come into this year and he ain't got it. Like, let's make some sense here. There's something wrong. There's something wrong there. And if that's the case, go get the surgery, DJ. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. It's fine. If you're that guy, there's a reason you're Gatorade Player of the Year. There's a reason you got that 5-star stature to yourself. Yes, sometimes 5 stars come in and they don't work out. We've seen that with certain people. Look at Malachi right now. Malachi is at UTSA now, and he was a top recruit. But I still think it's in there. So go get that surgery. Let your school here, where you're at right now, let them try to bring you in a guy who's going to help you, who clearly is a quarterback whisperer. But if you're hurt and the people that were coaching you this year are pushing you to push through that and to throw the football and to do these things all because you know the playbook and you know these reps, then you need to be done with them. You need to be done with them, and you need to just not think about them. Think about you. Go get that surgery right now, and let's focus on next year. Because the way you're rolling right now, you ain't going to the NFL. You might, but you're going to be a UDFA at this point. I mean, go look out for yourself, big dog. And that's coming from a Gators fan. I want you in there. I want you to be the guy that we thought you were going to be. I want you to be the guy from last year. There's a reason you played like that. Let's make it happen. Go get that surgery and let's get back right. And yeah, fire your trainer because he's trash. Absolute trash. Same with a lot of these guys. Whatever surgery you need, like, I get it. There's some guys out there that I want to see them play. I want to see Muiz get in there. I'd love to see Nahshon get in the game tomorrow. I'm telling y'all right now, I fully believe that maybe he doesn't got it right now. Maybe as a true freshman, he doesn't got it right now. But if he stays, Nahshon Montgomery, if he stays and we bring Lane Kiffin in, I'm telling y'all, Nahshon Montgomery is going to be that guy. That man is a animal. I watched him play at the 7-on-7 stuff, and I know that's 7-on-7, but there is a point to when he's going up against other 5-star DBs at 7-on-7s, and he's just head topping them boys. Head topping them. It's crazy. But yeah, it's crazy what this year has brought, truly. Who knows, though? I don't know what that tweet was about. I don't know what that tweet was about with Sunday. I'm trying to tell you. This right here. I'm trying to tell you. If you know, you know. Nashawn is one of them ones. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, you got to keep him. You got to keep him on campus because he'll go somewhere else and he'll. I'm telling you, that's been the one I've been preaching about. We knew what Dallas Wilson was going to be from where it go. VB3, we knew that. I don't think any of us fully thought that VB was gonna ball the way he has this year right off the rip, but we saw pretty quickly. But I'm telling you, like Nashawn, maybe he's just having trouble with the playbook. And honestly, if that's the case, let's bring a coach in that can simplify that. I heard through the grapevine that was something that was big on um that was big with Billy is that his playbook apparently was like hard to learn, which I don't know how it's hard to learn 7.5 plays. But that's the one I want to keep in. I'd like a lot of this receiving core. Yeah, yeah. Some people knew what VB3 could do. Some people knew, but I think it was hard to. My thing with that, right, was I think it was hard to know what he was going to do under this regime, under this Billy Napier regime. That's basically what I'm getting at. I think that no one fully knew what it was going to produce from that, But yeah, real talk. This is real. Yeah, it really does feel like we have no type of playbook. Um, you know, to be honest with you, with the Billy G stuff, and this might just be sour apples. This might be whatever it's gonna be. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's been a couple of coaches who brought Billy G back, and it just hasn't really hit like that. I almost feel like bringing Billy G back is kind of like if you were to bring back Charlie Strong. Like I don't think Charlie Strong could come back as a defensive coordinator anymore. Um, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I don't see our receivers. I think that some of the receivers this year, I think their talent outdid what his coaching did. Um, yeah, we talked about this at the beginning. I don't know. I don't know. Dan hasn't told me anything, and I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, I will say, not to get anyone hyped, and I'm very negative when it comes to the Gators. I fully went on Twitter, and if y'all follow me on there, you saw it. I went on a complete rant saying we're not gonna fire Billy. This isn't happening. He's gonna be our coach through the bye week against Georgia. But Dan tweeted out before that. He tweeted out and said, "Be by y'all's phones. Pay attention to your phones." So I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's bad. I don't know if that means Lane signing an extension. But in my brain, the way I think, I just am gonna fully believe that Lane is gonna sign an extension, and that's because the Gators have hurt me one too many times. What's up, bro? But yeah, y'all give me y'all. There's more of y'all in here now. Give me some score predictions for tomorrow night's game. I think if we find out who our coach is, if for some reason Sunday is us finding out who our coach is on Sunday, I think that would mean it's Lane. If we're finding out like exactly who our coach is. Um, yeah, this is real. What's up, Carlos? How are you, bro? This is the realest thing ever. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I agree. But you got to understand, I've been a fan of these boys since 93 and I've been hurt one too many times. I was a part of that. We thought Chip was coming here and I just seen the song and dance in college football one too many times. So I don't want to I don't want to get hurt. 41-14 knocks Kiffin. Yeah, y'all are 35-17 Ole Miss, 45-14 Ole Miss, 41-14 Knox Kiffin. Their game should be starting soon, right? Doesn't Knox and them boys play tonight? Actually, you know what? No, I ain't worried about that. I don't care about no Ole Miss stuff. None of that. But yeah, I think it could get ugly. I'd like to see us hang around though. Honestly. You don't see where points are coming from, like us scoring points? Because I'll be real with you. I'll be 100% real with you. If it starts to get bad, if DJ, I think DJ needs a very, 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 very short leash tomorrow night. If he throws a pick, like if they're up, if Ole Miss is up and he throws a pick, I think that you got to make the switch because it just seems to be when he throws a pick, it just starts to the dam breaks and everything comes going. All right, I like this right here. I like your confidence. I have none, so I'll let you be the confident one here. But yeah, but see, this is my problem. This is where like I know that their DBs are not like top notch. I know that. But I don't trust DJ to put it there. I don't. I do not trust DJ to put it to where it needs to be put. Sadly, like I hate feeling that way because, you know, I love him, but he just doesn't. I don't know. It's just looking real bad. Real bad. 24-20. But they're watching. Yeah. Yeah, I know. But he's only played in 2 games. So technically, yeah, if he plays the rest of the season, then he'd be out of his red shirt. I don't know. I'll say this. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to beat that. I'm trying to beat them boys from Tally. That's what I want us to do. That's a really, really, really good question. I think the first thing that I'm doing, the very first thing that I'm doing if I get there before anything is I'm cutting back on how big this staff is, to be honest. That's number 1 because I think that things need to happen. Number 2 is I'm immediately figuring out who my coaches are going to be that I'm bringing in. And then number 3, I am just going gung ho at that offensive line. You got to figure out the O-line. We have had just piss poor offensive line play, and it has shown you got to do something. You have to. I think that'd be my order. I hate to say it because I think there's coaches like I wouldn't mind Jaluk staying, and I think Jaluk is a really good recruiter. And to be honest, I know people are like, "Oh, well, he smacked a player." I want to smack some players from LSU too. But I just think you got to clean house, to be honest. And why I say that is because there's been such a damper put on this whole team. I think that they don't need anybody that they can cling to that knows what this current regime was like. I don't want none of this mellow, like vanilla type attitudes in there. I don't want that. No. Like I want some savages out there. I want a coach that's a savage. I want everybody out there to be savages. You can give me one guy, whoever our special teams coaches, he can be mellow. That's fine. You want some chill talk? Go talk to him. Or go talk to the Water Boys or whatever. I don't care who you talk to. Keep Katie Turner on staff and go talk to her and she can chill you out. You talking about Charlie Weiss Jr.? If so, I somewhat, yes. Come in and just straight Thanos snap and get everybody out of there. Honestly. And to be honest with you, you need to look at some of these players. You might need to get rid of some people because I think that whoever the next coach is going to bring some of his people in. And I think you have to. I think that's a big thing to bring your people in because they understand the way your system works and it helps you get jumping. Um, yeah, I do think Charlie Weiss Jr. is an interesting one. I haven't seen his name connected to any head coaching jobs, but I wonder if he might wait just a little bit unless we're able to pay him a good chunk that like maybe a lower D1 school wouldn't be able to. But I wonder if like I don't know, a UAB or just one of those schools comes open, a Louisiana, say, Raging Cajun, say that comes open and they want to pay Charlie Weiss Jr. to come be the head coach. Maybe that happens. I'll say this though. I think if Lane comes, you do not need to worry about coaches. I think that he knows how to hire, and that's a massive thing. I think that shows in the fact that um, it just shows in that the chance that they say that if he comes, that Pete Golding could be the interim, and then Pete Golding could be retained as the head coach. Would you like? Listen to me right here. I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. You can go back and you can watch before this season started. You can go back and find the videos on here before the season started, and I was telling a bunch of lies. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna look right in this camera. If we get Lane Kiffin and then we get Coach O as our DC, I'm gonna tell the most lies. Like I'm gonna nonstop lie on here until they're probably turning into truths because I'm gonna go crazy. Absolutely crazy. You seen me on High Top Chat the other night? I typed some crazy stuff in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't judge me off of whatever you're reading there. I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, I'm trying to tell you. You bring me Lane, you bring me Charlie Weiss Jr., and you bring me Coach O as a DC, boy, there ain't gonna be a lie told. That's gonna be all truth. It's gonna get crazy. Yeah, I saw Coach O's looking at Arkansas too, but I don't know. He can look all he wants. It's got to be that they look back. That's the big thing. He's got to look. They got to look back. So if nobody calls, hey, Coach O, I'm telling you, I know. I saw what you said about Florida. You jump in a Buick and drive 5 miles and find you a 5-star anywhere. Come coach a defense full of them. Let's go get them. I'd take Coach O recruiting on a team. I don't want him as a head coach, but boy, you bring him in as a DC and let him go out there and recruit, he'll get you whatever you want. Yeah. So, okay. I'm working on this. I'm working on getting a call-in show. What I'm trying to do, just so you know, is if there's a possibility, I don't know, because I don't know anything. I swear to you, hand on the Bible. I don't know anything about what's going on Sunday or what that tweet was about. It could be just like LeBron did to everybody, where it's a Hennessy commercial. I really don't know. But if Lane Kiffin gets announced on Sunday for some reason, I will figure out before then. I'll figure out a call-in show. I'll figure out how to do it, and I'll get help from it. I got so many people: Dave Soderquist, Shelton, Silk, Dan, all of them. Somebody will help me figure out a call-in show. Lane is coming. Let's read what it says. Lane is coming. Dan already said today. Lane is very likely to be coming. He's not going to coach. I'm guessing you're talking about what he said on Stadium and Gale. I did listen. And I do know that he said that we're still in a good position with whoever our number one is, which we know is Lane. And I do know that he said that if Lane comes to Florida, that they're looking for a replacement for the playoffs. So yeah. I'm working on that. Like that's what I'm trying to figure it out. And honestly, I get caught up and forget to do it, but I will. I promise I'm going to figure that out. Because I think that would be so much fun. I really do. I love when High Top does it too, and listen to people call in and just hear what they have to say. I do. I really do want to do that. Yes, sir. Let's go. I already know what it's about. Yeah, I don't know. JV Morales. Listen, listen. If y'all are in here, okay. If y'all are in here right now and you're listening to me right now, when this live is over, I need you guys to do me a favor. Go over here to Rolling with Carlos. He's on YouTube, and go subscribe to my dog. Super nice. Truly one of the nicest people I've ever had the honor of meeting and talking to. Fro, go subscribe to his stuff. Yes, sir. Let's run them likes up. Let's run the subscribe. I've been checking the analytics, and it ain't looking so good when it comes to the people that are watching. It says that now it says 72% is not subscribed that watch. You give us more. Yeah. I'm not as popular as High Top, so I'll have definitely more time. Trust me. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, I said this about when Billy gets fired. And my wife is probably listening to this, and she's probably gonna kill me when she hears this. But I'm telling y'all, if we hire Lane on Sunday, I'm popping champagne on here. I will mop it up after, I'll clean it up, but I'm telling you, I'm popping champagne. I appreciate that. Thank you. That really does mean a lot. That really does mean a lot. Subscriber is not able to join. What is that? What do you mean not able to join? Oh yeah, that's something else that just happened. I just got approved for 1, super chats, 2, to be able to join the If You Ain't a Gator. I don't know what the name's gonna be. I didn't really think that far ahead. I didn't think that before I started talking about this. But you can join. I don't really know how it works. They just told me on YouTube to go and do it. And yeah, it's dope. I don't know what it means, but I have different levels, different tiers, and so that's pretty dope, honestly. Hey, me too. Me too. If Lane comes, I'm telling you, I'll go find a hot yoga class and I'll join it. I probably won't last long, but I will join. Let me see. But yeah, I don't know how any of this stuff works, but it's just cool to see it grow and to get to sit here and hang out with y'all. And it really is truly mind blowing to see that 700 some people are subscribed. Like, it's truly crazy. Starting this 5 months ago, I had no idea what this was, gonna be, and I literally said what it was. Like, I just clicked record and decided to talk to you guys about it because my wife and people around me are probably completely tired of hearing me talk, honestly. Yeah, it is. It's a monthly support thing, and you get like a badge and stuff, and then you get like I set it as my logo to go beside your name and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Um yes, sir. Smash the like button and subscribe. If you're not subscribing, do me a favor and just hit the subscribe button. It truly helps out a ton. Um and yeah, I mean, I'm just a fan, honestly. At the end of the day, that's what this is. That's what this is about. Um, since coming out the womb, honestly, um, been a fan, and that's all this is. That's all there is to it. Here is I just want to come on here and you get every part of my fandom. I'm not going to come on here and fake anything. I'm not going to come on here and smile and act like things are right when we're sucking and losing. You're going to get the real deal me. Be making you a part of that top family. Listen, I'm just this whole Gators media thing is is crazy. But yeah. I don't know. I can tell y'all right now though, on another note, I was hyped for the game. I was just hyped for football tomorrow, but now Dan's got me like Guys, he's got me like looking for Sunday, and I'm like, I don't want Sunday to get here too quick. You know, the weekend's over, you blink and it's gone. But I'm like, what are we talking about here? What does that mean? I did have Ali on, actually. I had Ali on, I don't know, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, something like that. I can't remember. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna put this up, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that because what if we win tomorrow and then we take their coach on Sunday? I can't even think about that. I had Shelton on too, yeah. I've had Shelton on a couple of times. It's cool, man. It really is. It's really cool. Everybody in this Gators media community is dope. Everyone is. It's fun to be a part of it. All right, I'm gonna ask this question again. I asked this a few weeks ago, but now I'm just curious. This is just, and you only get to pick. How many should I do? I'm gonna give you 2 on each side. Give me 2 offensive players and 2 defensive players, and that's all you get. That you would keep to be on the to be with whoever the next coach is. Only 2 on each side. I'm putting them up on the screen as you type them. Unless you do more than 2 on each side, then you broke the rules. I feel like I can guess what some of them are going to be, but I'm not going to do it yet. Ball and Dallas Wilson on offense. All right. I bet I know your defense too. Maybe. It's hard. Honestly, it's kind of funny because if Dallas was in VB3, yes, that's the 2 odd pick, and here it is again. Those are the 2 I'd keep. I just because I like the passing game. I love Jaden Ball, but I feel like you get your passing game right. I feel like a lot of running backs can take over. All right, Carlos, be easy, bro. Let me know when that's posted. I'll check it out. Miles Graham and Cormani. I'm trying to tell you. Cormani's from right down the road from where I'm from. Yeah, these are the 2 I don't know. It's hard because I'm a big Cormani fan, but I feel like Miles Graham and Jaden Woods would just, man. I would definitely love to see Cormani stay, though. I really hope he doesn't take a trip down to Miami or something. I want to see him stay. I'd love to see him, thrive in whatever is to come. Cormani and Graham, yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. Like what I was about to say is, if you would ask this question, right, after like when Dan Mullen was going to be fired and we were about to hire, well, we didn't know who we were going to hire at the time. But when we went to fire Dan Mullen, I don't know who I'd have picked to keep on that team. It doesn't feel like this team. And that shows you the recruiting that was done for this team. What's up, JLB? Yeah, I truly don't know who I'd pick on that Dan Mullen team. But this one's hard. This one's real hard because there's just so many good players. And I know that I get it right here. The Lagway can go. But I'm telling you, and I mean this with everything in me, and this is something that when Vern was on, and just Vern and I have talked about this on the side, and it's come from someone that he played at UF, and every time that Vern talks, and he talks about being at UF, or anytime he brings anything up, the first thing he brings up is his position coach. He never talks about the head coach. And I'm not saying that necessarily that's everything, but I'm just saying for him, he gives so much kudos to his position coach. Um, see, I and I'm not trying to hype him up. I don't think he's hot garbage. I think he is severely injured, and I think that the problem is I think a lot happened, like, with what's happening with Arch Manning. If you looked at Arch Manning in the beginning of the season, right, when he was throwing, they were zooming in on his face, and you could see him, like, wincing when he's throwing, and I feel like it's the same thing when it comes to Lagway. You got a head coach that wants to go put Lagway out there because he thinks that Lagway is going to save his job, and it's like, well, Lagway ain't gonna save your job if he's injured. If he can't throw the throws he's gonna throw, then he ain't saving your job because that's you as a head coach, you're making that mistake. I think if Lagway stays, go ahead and get that surgery now. If you need a surgery, go ahead and get it. And then get a real position coach in here who can excel him and can give him that improvement that he needs. And I think y'all will see, I think you'll see a lot of people change their tune about DJ. A lot of people. Yo. I just yeah, man, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more from DJ that we're not seeing. He might be prone to injury. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that is a thing. Maybe he goes and gets the surgery and he heals up from that, and then something else gets hurt. You never know. That is just the name of the game. But nobody, I will stand by this. I will stand 10 toes down on this. That quarterback from last year to the quarterback we're seeing this year, that that's not a skill issue. That is not a skill issue. That is a something else issue, and there's something that there's more there than what's shown, but it's definitely not a skill issue. That quarterback that I watched throw in person last year at that Ole Miss game, and the throws he was making to the throws that he cannot make this year, no. It's all of it. It's a mental. There's something injury. There's something going on there. Yeah, me too. I and you know what? He's gone now. Cool, good riddance. But my problem with him is that all of this ties back to you. If you're the head coach, I don't care. This man goes in and stands at that podium and he talks about, well, this is what's wrong, and and he's talking about DJ one week. I remember talking about DJ, and he goes, well, everybody else around him needs to play better. And it's like, well, no, you need to coach better. That's what you need to do. You need to coach better. If that's the case, and all of this, the position coaches, the two offensive line coaches, the just everything that ties into this, it's like, no, this is a you problem. You hired these people. You brought everyone in here. This is your recruits. All of it as a whole, this all ties to you, and you need to own it. And he just never could do it. That ego runs way too strong. I don't know if Texas A&M was a part of the Netflix show. I can't remember now. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it, like, when it dropped, and I watched it all, like, in, like, 2 nights. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I think whoever the next coach is, as much as it's gonna bother Gators fans, and I said this the other night on the show, and I'll say it again, we're looking at names on this team, and it's like you you look at these players, right? And you get adjusted to them, and you see them this year and all the hype that came along with this season, and you think that, okay, I want them to stay. I want them to stay because it's the familiar faces. You see them around, you want them to stay. But I'm telling you right now, even if this whole team doesn't come back, if everybody's gone and whoever the next coach is brings his whole entire team in and we're winning next year, you do not care one bit about these players being gone. I can promise you that. If we're winning and we're on a hot streak, you're not going to care if everybody's gone. I'm feeling about Webner. Yeah, you know, this one is interesting to me. That one's interesting to me. I'm gonna answer yours in a second, Alpha. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up. These are moving kind of quick. Webb is another one he's injury prone. I think he's been such a great help in recruiting for us. And I shout him out for that. But I don't know. I'd like to see him if he's good tomorrow night. Go ahead and throw him in there. Let's see what can happen. Why not? At this point, just see. I mean, he hasn't played at all, but shoot, throw him in there and let's just see what he's got. Um, do you know how the defense at Ole Miss has been the past few years? Yeah, I mean, I think that last year's defense wasn't good, honestly. I mean, I think that this year, I think that they're playing together better. I don't know if they have like more talent out there this year, but they're definitely playing together a lot better, a whole lot better. Um, and I really do. I think that if DJ can turn it on tomorrow night, I think that we could put some points on the board. I just don't think we do, sadly, but that's all there is to it. Okay, with Caleb Banks, I don't think with him being doubtful, I don't think he should play tomorrow night. I just don't think that there's like I don't care if there's even a remote chance that he can. Don't do it. Don't play. Honestly, don't play against Tennessee either, but play against FSU. If you can get yourself to be able to play, go in there and give your all against FSU because that's the game that matters. I'm not crazy for thinking. I think it's dumb to tell Lane if he takes. So, from what I've heard, this is from other podcasts, and this is just from the little bit that I see on like Twitter and whatnot, that if Lane decides to come to Florida, that he wouldn't coach the playoffs, is what I'm guessing. I don't know. That may not be true. Ole Miss may be fine with it in the hopes that they send him. But I'll tell you this. I think if that's Lane's wish to coach the playoffs, you let him do it. And I think as Gators fans, you got to respect that. But I think before he coaches the playoffs, I think you make him sign something, no matter what. And I think that you tell then I think that you got to go hire a really good GM. You got to get rid of whatever this thing is that's calling himself a GM that we have now, and then get a good GM in place and let them be a part of just like recruiting and be able to put it out there that like, hey, Lane is going to be the head coach of the University of Florida next year, signed, sealed, and delivered, and then you can let him coach. Do I think he will? No. I personally think if he takes a job, I think that it would be too much of a distraction, and I think that they have a better chance with an interim coach than they do with a distraction from Lane. I think it's Ole Miss trying to make a power move for Sand. Yeah, I don't know what it is, honestly. Here's my take on this, right? Because I really don't know anything. I really wish I did. I wish I had more of an inside look on this, an inside scoop on it, but I don't. But I'll say this: is it if I'm Ole Miss, right? No matter what, like if I'm a part of the fan base, if I'm the higher ups there, like Keith Carter, whoever I am there, or even if I'm the coaches, like because they're even if Lane does come and they say like Lane, you can't coach the remainder of the playoffs. Everybody else, the OC, the DC, they're going to coach it. But if that's the case, and I know that Lane's leaving, I think I want that done this weekend. It's just like when Florida fired Billy, right? We did it right before the bye week. Now, granted, and then we had a big game. You had Georgia coming up, and Georgia's always a big game for us, no matter what. Whether we're the worst team in the country or the best team in the country, that Georgia game always means something to us. Me personally, and this, I'm not saying this is what they're going to do or if I, whatever, but again, me personally, and even being a fan, if I know that head coach is leaving and I go, okay, they're going to be a distraction. Like this is going to be a distraction, whatever. I want it to be done right before a bye week so that you can get that familiarity of who the interim head coach is going to be so he can establish his ways. Now, as the players, this is who's going to be leading us. This is our guy now. And let's see the run we can make. Let's see what we can do with this run. That's me personally. Because what happens if you let him coach the Egg Bowl, right? And then, okay, Egg Bowl happens. on Friday, right? And then say Sunday comes and they go, Lane's taking the job. And then they go, well, you're not coaching through the playoffs. Coach Golding is gonna coach through the playoffs as the interim head coach, right? If you do that, now, yeah, you have a few weeks to prepare. But instead of going against a Mississippi State game, I get it's a rivalry, but Mississippi State's not the best. And I think that the way Georgia handled Mississippi State, I think Ole Miss could do that to them too. I think that's your tune-up game. And then your playoff game, because you don't know who it's going to be until that final playoff, you know, layout comes out. You don't know who you're going to play. You don't know what shakeups are going to happen and who you could end up matched up against come that time. And you want that to be your first your interim head coach's first time coaching that team? Not me. I wouldn't want that. And that's outside of speaking, just like take wanting Lane out of that. That's just football talk. That's as a Gators fan. I wouldn't want that if we're going into the playoffs and our head coach is possibly leaving us. No chance. Absolutely would not want that. But that's why I'm sitting right here talking to y'all and I'm not on the sideline holding a clipboard. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. This is so sick. It was a lot longer than I thought it was even going to be. So, this flew by. I love getting to hang out and chat with you guys. Before you leave, smash the like button for me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If someone in your household isn't subscribed, go subscribe to them too. Let me see. Hang on a second. Actually, I'm not going to get off. Hang on just a second. I got someone that's going to come on real quick. 1 second. I gotta send this link out. StreamYard. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. All right. I'm gonna stay live for a little bit longer. But yeah, again, that's me. That's me personally. That's what I would do. Coach O would be great as a D-line coach. Not sure as a DC. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he'd be. Truly, I really don't. Um, who knows? Who would y'all want as DC? I know. I'll be honest with you. I know what my picture perfect matchup would be, but it's just I think it's wishful thinking. I don't even know if this person would ever step foot back at UF as a coach at UF, but I would love for it to be Lane Kiffin, Charlie Weiss Jr. as the OC, and then Will Muschamp as DC. Me too. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I'm really trying my best to get there. Mark Stoops, if he was fired. Mark Stoops would be a crazy one, honestly. I don't think he's getting fired, though. He might have saved his job. We might have saved his job, to be honest. To keep it a whole buck, we really might have saved his job. I would love Will Muschamp. I do think that there's other people out there I think that could, I think there's a lot of good DCs out there. I don't know if we could afford it, but go get a group of 5 head coach, and that's a good defensive mind, and throw him in the mix. Let's put him in here. If he's making $2.5 million a year, let's offer him $3.5 million. I can see that. That would be boy. I would love it. I haven't heard that yet. Let's see. Welcome to Lanesville. Listen, don't get me hyped. I can't. I can't. You should try getting on with Uncle Lou sometime, man. That you actually talk and promote. You're not the average Florida 100. I've watched some of Uncle Lou's stuff. I feel like if me and Uncle Lou went on together, I feel like that'd be pure comedy. To be honest, I feel like we would match up well. I haven't ever talked to him though. Honestly, I haven't ever talked to him. I should try though. I should definitely try. I can't be on there making bets like Shelton though. I'm not singing no Georgia songs. Yeah, he does seem like a good dude. He does. Yeah, I haven't seen that Caleb Banks. I haven't seen anywhere on there that Caleb Banks is supposed to be playing. Let's see. Yeah, Shamir's like that underrated guy that I think he's gonna have a long NFL career. I think that he might get traded around a few places, and I think you could see him strike lightning. He's not gonna be a top guy in the league, but he's gonna be just that consistent workhorse kind of guy. Dan dropping the bomb. I listen. I seen it. I'm trying not to get myself hyped up. I'm trying not to, but it's hard not to. Like truly, truly hard not to. Let me see. Yeah. You got him for fantasy? I couldn't dive that deep into the bag to get him. I've been getting thrashed in fantasy. I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't. I cannot get hyped when it comes to the Gators. Like I said, I tweeted out whenever all that stuff was going on against Mississippi State, and I was so negative. I was like, "This man's gonna be our head coach still. Like, y'all get ready for it. He's staying through the bye week, and he's gonna coach against Georgia." And I mean, I went crazy. But I don't know. I have zero clue as to what that watch your phones on Sunday meant. No idea. Yeah, I saw Hoop Shiz. I saw him. I saw his tweet. He's been wrong before though. So let's see. Let's check an update and see. I will say a lot of people were talking about Bet Online with the coaches, right? Um, Bet Online normally takes the odds off, and then after the odds get taken off, like they get put on like beginning of the week. But every other team that's looking for a head coach is still on there except us. So I don't know. Do with that as you will. I mean, that's what you can bank on. That's what you can bank on. Anyone is better than Billy. Anyone. That's just all there is to it. I was gonna check and see what Kalshi, whatever it's called. I was gonna look and see what the odds are on there right now. Florida Gators head coach. So on Kalshi, it is 78% chance that Lane Kiffin is going to be the head coach. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I'm going to give y'all the perfect. This is the reason why I don't want Alex Golish, right? And who knows? I don't think the jump from a USF to Florida makes sense. And I'm not trying to say that we are yeah, we've had down years the past 4 years or so. That's a Billy Napier problem. That's a group of 5 coaches problem. And my thing is, right, is I look at Golish as like Scott Frost was at UCF. I mean, Scott Frost at UCF, he had them people making up national champs. Like he had all of them believing that they were the national champs. Fully believing that, right? And he was a outstanding coach there. Goes to Nebraska, and what happens? I mean, he's a complete dud. A complete dud. So that's why I don't want it. Send him to go ahead, send him to Arkansas. If he balls at Arkansas and we don't get Lane and we end up firing whatever the next coach is in 3 years, then sure, we'll go after him. But I don't personally like it. And I get it. Like he has some SEC experience, but he has SEC experience when he's not the guy running the show, when he's not the one making the hires. He's not beating Georgia in the first week of the playoffs. Yeah, Urban came from Utah, but again, Utah is still not what? Yeah, Utah's not group of 5. I just don't see it. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. I'd be pretty pissed, to be honest with you. I want to check Bet Online again just to make sure it didn't get put back up there and I didn't get bamboozled. I don't know if honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's interested in the NFL. Some people are college guys. Honestly, your Kirby Smarts, your Nick Sabans, your Urban Meyers. Those are all. They're all college guys. They're not NFL guys. Steve Spurrier. I think that sometimes people can have it made in college and they're on a hot streak and they're going. And I think that you go to the NFL and then when you come back, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like it's just not the same. Yeah, listen, this is going to basketball real quick, but Will Richard, steal of the draft. Steal of the draft. Just loaded up Golden State even more. Crazy. That man is balling. I don't think that Gruden's going. I don't think that Lane Kiffin's going to New York. I don't think the Dolphins have reached out. The Dolphins haven't even fired their head coach. And I've seen that they're talking about that if Mike can turn it around, that they want him to be the head coach next year. Personally, but I don't know, honestly, what I don't know. What's your thoughts on regular fish? Okay. So these are touchy coaches to talk about because people get a little bit out of hand about them. But James Franklin, I think it would be a fantastic hire. I think that Penn State jumped the gun. You show me one pair. I'm seeing that they're going to hire Eli Drinkwitz. So you fired a guy that can't win the big games to hire a guy that can't win the big games. And also, we don't know if he can recruit well. So I think James Franklin would be an awesome hire. I think he would recruit this state like no other. I think he'd be an amazing hire. With Fish, again, he's another one. I think that Fish's record is kind of frowned upon. I think that people look at it like the wrong way, I guess. He got to Arizona and he had a terrible, that team was 0-12. First year with them, and this isn't a time where you can just go buy a whole bunch of players and get some to 111. Then I think it was 7-5, and then it's 10-2. He turned them around in 3 years. Turned them around and made them contenders. They were the worst team in D1, and he turns around and gets that whole thing moving. goes to Washington. He's talked about this. He goes to Washington and he shows up there and everyone's like, and a lot of people have this like story that, oh, well, they went to the national championships. They had a bunch of good players. No, he said there was like 1 or 2 players left from that national championship team, like starter wise. I think it was 1 player left from that national championship team when he got there. And they had like 41 players on scholarship. Crazy. Clemson about to kick out with the birds with teeth. I don't know what that means. Guys, someone's messing with my eye. My highlighter goes outside the box. No, I don't like the Brian Hartline thing. I don't like a coach that couldn't cut it as like he got demoted. And I get like there was Chip Kelly that went there, but he got demoted as OC because he couldn't cut it. I don't like it. Miss me with that. He can recruit receivers, but you're telling me a wide receiver position coach that can recruit that doesn't have much or any head coaching experience, that sounds a little too familiar and a little bit too soon to me. Honestly. I don't know, though. I guess we'll see what Sunday holds. I might have lied to y'all. Silk was going to come on, but I know that he just got home, so maybe he's having some issues with his internet and whatnot. But I think this is what the idea was, is that Chip Kelly was going to come in and run our team like Oregon was moving. But I think his offense got figured out really fast. And then he's excelled and he's, went above and beyond to figure out how to elevate his offense and elevate his play calls and elevate everything. But I don't know if it would have continued to work. I don't know if him going through what he went through, I don't know if he elevates his offense. Like sometimes it takes you being a broken individual, just like Billy Napier. I think Billy Napier might learn from this experience. And when he goes back to be a head coach, I think he does then hire an OC. And he could be a problem when it comes to being a coach. I think he can recruit. And I think that if he learns that that's not the way, but same thing with Chip. I think that his offense was great and it was cooking, it was moving. And then it got figured out and he steered his way around things. And then he had to take a step down and elevate himself. And now he's just comfortable where he's at, being an OC. Like the small and fast guys are the big. I like a mixture of both, to be honest. I really do. I think that you can have you can puzzle in, you can pencil in a couple of different pieces and you can make it work. I think that you need that. I think that having both is good. I think if you have too many small guys, then you get beat out by the bigger DBs and guys that you got to try to score in the red zone different ways. But if you have the big guys, you may not be able to get those lightning strike plays where you get 60, 70-yard plays. I wish they could all just be built like Dallas Wilson, all of our receivers at least. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, the ones I've heard obviously is your Lane Kiffin, Drinkwitz, Brent Key, and then I don't really know who the fourth was. But yeah. All right. Sorry, guys, about the tease, but I am going to jump off here and I'm going to go get some dinner. But let's check in. Let's watch tomorrow. Let's try to enjoy tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe these boys come out and surprise us after last week. I have no type of, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're about to get absolutely drugged tomorrow night. But yeah, let's just cheer on the orange and blue, continue to root for them, but we'll see what happens. As always, it's go Gators forever, no matter who the next coach is, no matter what, but it's always go Gators. You guys know how we end this. If you ain't a Gator, y'all know the rest.